So here is Michael Barrins with his first dunk off the dribble off 2 feet. He had mentioned that he would like me to take a look at this jump and kind of outline some of the things that went right that allowed him to be able to land this dunk. And it's most definitely displaying a lot of the key points of performance that I talk about when it comes to jumping effectively for peak verticality off of 2 feet. So let's take a look at this and kind of slow it down through these really powerful strides. What I love here is that off the dribble, we're not shortchanging the amount of acceleration created through these strides. I think that's the most important thing. And what I find with an athlete when they're trying to learn how to dunk off the dribble is there's so much focus on the dribbles being effective, and all of a sudden this ball creates an environment for no acceleration. And without that horizontal acceleration through our approach into our plant sequence, we're going to really limit the amount of potential energy that we're able to create through these strides. So here we go into so we're nice and low, accelerating into the stride. Here is that left foot is going to be our toe off for our penultimate, so he's going to drive and push. So there's definitely still room in here to create additional acceleration into that plant through that push. What I'm noticing is that left leg, we can definitely reach a bit more extension through that left leg, extending through the knee, opening the hip up. It's going to only accentuate the amount of acceleration into that plant foot. So as the plant comes, this loading sequence for Michael here is actually coming from the opposing hip, which is a really good strategy to use because then we get this nice cross-body arm swing. It could be even more dramatic, like even if he was able to get it to that left hip a little bit earlier, we'd be able to get kind of a little bit more of a benefit from the coil and then recoil through the fascial lines of that posterior chain, as well as into the lats as well, kind of creating a little bit better environment for rotational energy. So that right foot lands, there's our plant foot. That plant foot is the power source of our jump, and what he's doing an amazing job of is through this penultimate stride here, he is fighting to stay tall over that hip so that when he hits this plant, he keeps that center of mass really nice and situated behind the plant foot. So this really nice line of action that he's creating here is going to allow his body to store and release energy more efficiently. If he had let that torso collapse further forward, meaning that it was leaning here, what would happen is that momentum would actually take his center of mass kind of around that sternal region, and it would place it past the plane of his foot, or his plant foot, which would cause him to kind of blow through the takeoff and not be able to set up this next stride very efficiently. So this is where we get that block foot punch down. If we watch this in fast, we can pay attention to how quickly he's able to get the plant and block down. Oops. Boom. So we have the push and we have the punch. That's why these cues are super important. Push, punch, push, punch. There we go. And we're off the ground nice and efficiently. So we get that nice block. That block comes down, and look how cool it is. He's able to, again, keeping that center of mass back, keeping these nice lines of action into the hip, and then very quickly into this jump. You're going to notice as he starts to amortize that plant a little bit further, that block is down. He's in another very crucial position, which is that nice axial loaded stacked position, shoulder, hip, ankle, so that all of this force is able to transition into a vertical angle of takeoff. And then, obviously, the skill of putting that ball through the hoop. We can't shortchange how difficult that is. And that's something that I see with athletes that are desperately trying to dunk is that they focus a lot on the jump. They get the jump down, and they're like, why can't I dunk the ball still? Well, I'm here to tell you that as a former professional dunker at a very high level, that jumping is one skill, and dunking is a completely different skill. Yes, do you have to be able to jump in order to get over the rim? Absolutely, but I have known plenty of people who have average verticals that dunk more consistently than some that have extremely high verticals and just don't have that skill of dunking quite figured out yet. So a lot of things going really well here for my man. Congratulations on your first dunk. What we can do to kind of clean this up even more is through this stride, I want you to bring that ball toward that left hip a little bit more so that as this plant happens, you're going to be able to violently rotate externally. What I'd love is if in the description of this video you can link over. I have a video on how to dunk off the dribble with 2 feet and teaching that crossbody arm swing. So you guys go check that over on my YouTube page. Michael, you keep up the hard work. Can definitely see your journey coming along, and I'm happy that PPA has helped you along the way, and I hope that this breakdown helps your followers as well. Let's watch this through. Let's appreciate this dunk again for what it really is. Bang. Attaboy. Proud of you, buddy. Keep up the hard work.
I just want to say thank you again to Tyler Ray for doing that dunk breakdown video. I'm definitely going to incorporate some of the tips and corrections that he pointed out in my jump technique. Now, if you guys want to check out his channel, it's going to be the first link in the description. It's also going to show up here if you want to click right here. Or if you want to check out more of his own breakdown on how to dunk off the dribble, I'll put another video on the screen right now. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out there who are trying to get your first dunk off the dribble. I'll see you guys in the next one.